12 types of airsoft YouTubers. Now, normally we don't have to deal with reaction channels in the airsoft world. Normally.
Also, Nico Ortiz, stop stealing our fucking videos and putting them in your own.
But we still have a lot of different styles of content in this community. I'm not going to go over the sniper or the once upon a time airsoft YouTuber because then we're going to be here all day. Those guys were getting screwed hard by YouTube to the point that their normal videos were getting less and less views because they were making content that YouTube doesn't quite approve of. But when they were around, they were making some of the most viewed content. And we respect level cap gaming in this house. But we still have 12 types of airsoft YouTubers that I want to go over. Now, not all of them deserve any kind of praise, according to some people out there. So if you're confused as to why there's no video on screen that really pertains to the type that I'm talking to, like the controversy baiters or airsofters only into the game for the money, then that's why. They just don't deserve to even be named. F*** them! Of course, I want to know what type of airsoft YouTuber is your favorite out of these 12, so let me know in the comments. I like the diversity of answers that we get when we do stuff like this, and we get a lot of hype for smaller channels that deserve a lot more attention. But first, I want to quickly go over a type of YouTuber that even I get lumped into, along with pretty much every YouTuber at some point, the Clickbaiter. This is a YouTuber who uses flashy thumbnails or exaggerated titles to get your attention. You know what clickbait is, and I'm sure that someone out there considers this video to be clickbait, or everything else that I do, without any explanation. But usually my question to that allegation is, why? Because I got your attention and you don't like it? This is used like a slur to make a lot of attention someone is getting seem undeserved. But note the difference between deceitful clickbait and legit bait. I highly recommend this video that goes over all of it, and why clickbait in general should be used if you care at all about your videos on any platform, but the clip notes of it can be lumped into this. Deceitful clickbait can be characterized by a video with a title or thumbnail that knowingly lies or deceives the audience into clicking it despite the video itself not having anything to do with the title or thumbnail, or it being severely over-exaggerated. You basically just don't get what is advertised. You can think of a video like this one, where the most powerful airsoft gun is the Crytek Chris Vector. The pistol in the thumbnail isn't even an airsoft gun, and none of the listed replicas are particularly powerful, except maybe the Classic Army M134 minigun. This video was purely made for views, and they didn't care about research or being honest at all. It wasn't meant for that, and it got 2 million views. Legit bait, on the other hand, can be characterized by a title or thumbnail that at first seems too good to be true, but legitimately has what's advertised, shown, or mentioned in the video. Think of a lot of Mr. Beast videos. These titles are crazy, but he actually does what's titled a lot of times. The more you can get people to think that your titles or thumbnails are lying, when in actuality they're legit, the better people tend to respect and approve of your content. Again, check out this video if you want more information, but let's go ahead and start off with the first type of airsoft channel, which is the dump channel. And that's actually what I started off as. Right away, this is a channel that's not meant to be taken seriously, or to gain any attention aside from who the videos are actually meant for. This channel is usually filled with unedited content, 40+ minute long gameplay videos uploaded mostly just to show their close friends or to look back on later, with very little or no editing at all. And to a complete outsider who discovers one of these channels, you never knew that airsoft could be so boring to watch. Ironically, like I said, this is actually what the USAirsoft channel was meant to be. I only made this channel to dump footage that I filmed at my local fields because my friends kept on annoying me and wanting me to send all the videos to their emails. And that took hours out of my day. So I made a YouTube channel just so I could upload it there and then I would send them the links. When it comes to a dump channel, you don't see any real push by the YouTuber to gain subscribers or anything more. They might not even want any attention on their channels altogether. The videos are just like photo albums for their friends and family. But you never know how some of these creators might experiment with their content later on. Sometimes, at random, a video they upload might get a lot of attention, and they'll see where they take their channels from there. Next is the unboxer. And this one is in the name. They unbox stuff.
It's one of the oldest styles of YouTube content out there.
I describe the contents of the box and experience the joy of a new investment so you don't have to.
For Airsoft, these types of videos can go in so many wild different directions.
Some people will do whatever they can to get the newest, hottest replicas to unbox while they're still hyped up, and so people can see what they come with or how their first impressions are like. And others can be massive, multi-$1,000 unboxings that take over 20 or 30 minutes to get through. I tend to do these types of videos whenever I make massive orders or whenever I'm just really hyped up to finally get something that I've wanted for a long time. And the views can be pretty good if the item being unboxed is being searched a lot or if the amount being unboxed is hard to ignore. Other channels like WAG Entertainment will show off weird or interesting stuff they find on the internet, but the idea is pretty clear by now. Only issue that some of these creators, including myself, face is how to one-up the last expensive unboxing video without becoming repetitive or having to take out loans. But if you can get some friends to your place, even if they don't care much about Airsoft, then these videos can be super fun to put together.
This next one is probably gonna stir the pot in the comments. We're talking about the copycat channels.
In a way, just about every YouTuber copies someone else. All artists do this, but it's called influence when done right. As a few examples, my countdowns were influenced by Tats Tops Gaming. My reviews were influenced by Jarek4, Crazy NC Man, Conceb, Scar AT, Flanker Tanker, Airsoft Warfare HD, and a few others. And my gameplays were influenced by the two YouTubers that practically made producing Airsoft videos cool in the first place, Scout the Doggy and Milsome Junkie. And even this video is kinda influenced by Birdie. I've been binging this guy's stuff a lot lately.
But there's a difference between taking inspiration and just being a straight up copycat.
And you can probably think of a channel like this right now. I'm not going to start listing any because I'm not here to start beef, but there are definitely channels out there that are either copying real firearms channels or other airsoft channels.
And this is not something that's going to go unnoticed. If it's blatant that you're copying a channel, people will let you know in the comments. The only thing you can hope for is that the channel that's being copied actually finds out about the copycat channel and calls them out for it.
They'll either take it on the chin and change things up to make their channels truly their own, or tell that YouTuber to piss off before turning into a full-blown anime villain.
Sadly, next we have the military vet bro. Thankfully, this type of YouTuber has basically been bullied out of the airsoft community for taking airsoft way too seriously.
This type never really blew up, even in places where firearms are highly restricted, but every one of these YouTubers' videos was about teaching you tactics that they learned in the military or from other actual tactics experts.
And if you don't understand why, it's because they tend to treat even the most casual weekend skirmishes like they're on deployment.
This is like real life military training right now.
It's funny because this type of YouTuber used to be seen as cool. Even if they did something controversial, it was still kind of cool. Until this type of YouTuber was used as the main example as to why Airsoft is really stupid. Like I said, this style of content is pretty much extinct, but I can always appreciate the channels giving tactical advice without going overboard.
Moving on to a YouTuber that I actually really enjoy is the knowledgeable reviewer.
This YouTuber takes a lot of time doing research to make every single video concise, but unless they have a whole team helping them out, then videos are far and few between at times. It's purely quality over quantity. Airsoft reviews can be a little tricky to pull off in a professional manner, since detractors can be adamant that a reviewer is lying or shilling for a company, simply because the reviewer is pointing out good traits about an item or a company that they don't approve of, even if it's well researched or if the test results are solid.
You need to earn a solid reputation in this sphere if you want people to take you serious.
I don't want to use myself as an example here because I kind of think that's a little egotistical, but I do a lot to make sure that my reviews are all well researched and that all the information is correct. But even then, I have someone trying to expose me for shilling, no matter what.
But that kind of thing happens to every airsoft reviewer from time to time.
If your information is solid, if your tests are repeatable, and your sources and examples are great, then you just might be a knowledgeable reviewer. Explosive Enterprises, Gun Gamers, and Reaper's Airsoft are pretty solid examples of this stuff.
On the flip side, we have the Clueless reviewer. And this guy tends to do very little to no studying or research or testing, and it shows.
These tend to be people who will hardly ever go too deep into showing off things like the gearbox or internals in general, will almost never say anything bad about anything, or just get really basic information incorrect multiple times.
And since this is YouTube, the comments section will jump on you for every single little mistake you make, which is justified if you're doing no testing or studying or research.
Just as it's difficult to build up a reputation as a knowledgeable reviewer, it's really difficult to shake the persona of a clueless reviewer. A lot of people won't even give you a second chance if they were basically lied into making a stupid purchase. My biggest recommendations to this type of airsoft YouTuber is to do more research and testing with whatever you're talking about and chat with other owners if you can find them. Test the item out for months if you have to, lend it to other people if you can, and maybe don't rush a video along just so you can be the first one to put it out there. Because if I knew that you were making a review video the same day that you first handled the replica with no prior experience with it, then I'm probably going to call into question most of your information, unlike with the knowledgeable reviewer who's done all the testing that I mentioned earlier.
Probably the most deserving of an Airsoft award would be the tech channels. Now these guys need a lot more attention. These guys make a lot of different videos that save a lot of your asses. They tend to be very knowledgeable content creators who sadly don't get the views they deserve unless it's a problem that's all over the place and they have a really good fix for.
Whenever that stupid AUG is acting up again for the 14th time, some savior of YouTube has a fix for it, or knows the right combination of parts that you should use. And they're not going to suggest some overly expensive gear set or nozzle unless it's absolutely necessary. They just want to show you how to fix something or how to go about taking something apart.
A lot of tech channels don't do very much editing because they just want to get the video done so they can get it out there for the people who need the information that they have.
Sadly, not a lot of these creators stick it out, but if someone like Waldo Dynamics, the Airsoft Tech, or Negative Airsoft decide to quit making videos for whatever reason, then you'll be sorry. Unlike with the controversy baiters. This is when people start putting words in my mouth and say that I'm talking about this YouTuber or that YouTuber. They'll start tagging creators or sending them messages saying, "Hey, USAirsoft called you out, bro."
You need to cut that shit out. And if you think I'm specifically talking about a certain YouTuber because of the traits that I'm pointing out here, then isn't that a reflection over how you judge them and not my judgment? That's on you, not me.
But anyway, I know that a lot of people think that some fight videos are funny for some reason, but I just think that all of them are cringe. And I hate that word with a passion, since little kids just overuse it for everything as an excuse to not explain why they don't like something. I just get the same feeling that I get when someone puts on Impractical Jokers, a secondhand feeling of embarrassment. And obviously I'm not going to give any of these losers any credit by using one of their videos as an example, so this whole segment is just going to be other footage. With the second reason being that I've heard that some of these wimps will legitimately false copyright claim videos if they get put on blast, in hopes that they can get your address if you appeal the claim. This type of YouTuber, as you would expect, exclusively uploads fight and cheater videos, or purposely acts obnoxious for quick exposure. Overshooting, purposely trying to hurt people, talking everyone, basically trying to be the kind of person you'd punch in the fucking mouth when you were in school.
They want you to talk shit in the comments. They want you to share their videos on Reddit or on Facebook or whatever and point fingers because that means they win. And sadly, effortless garbage like that tends to do very well when it comes to sharing all over the internet.
You gave them a view. You took time out of your life to give them attention. If you shared their clip, even to shame them, or you started a conversation about it on Reddit, then they win.
Everyone might hate them, but that also means that everyone at least knows them. These tend to be low-effort, talentless people that use Speedsoft or being a minor as a cover for their poor actions.
If someone stops them from mag dumping a younger kid by grabbing their gun, he screams he's a minor, which in their mind means you're not allowed to do anything to me no matter what. I'm gonna make videos accusing anyone I want of cheating by slapping a bunch of hit markers on my video because there's no way my BBs can miss at 400 feet out. I'm gonna make those videos and you as a field owner are just gonna put up with it.
But if you're 18 years old or over doing this kind of stuff, then dude, you're probably a sociopath.
You can expect this type of YouTuber to blame everyone else for the negative publicity the fields that he goes to gets, or to blame it all on jealousy. They'll even resort to calling everyone a p*** or a f*** in the comments if he's getting called out.
No one in the community who's rational is praising this type of content creator, and they're not winning any awards anytime soon.
The worst of this type of YouTuber will aim to be banned from as many local fields and arenas for clout, then call the staff bitches as soon as the ban hammer comes down. And funny enough, I've been to a field where YouTubers like this will get banned and they'll just go back anyway, talking about, I want them to tell me to leave. Like, what are you gonna do, start throwing hands if they try to kick you out again? Then rush back home to post about how the staff are p***s?
You can call me a bitch all you want. I don't care. I tell the ref about this kind of stuff every single time I see it. Because Texas tends to be the type of state that will blanket ban you across all of Texas if you do something that's particularly malicious.
If you act like a dipshit at a field here in Texas for some YouTube clout, then don't expect to ever use your real name to play at a Texas field again. I remember a case where a player did some downright psychotic stuff at a field that I won't mention here, so this guy goes even more forgotten than he is already. But in this rage bait of a video that he uploaded where the whole field was practically yelling at him and throwing him off the actual field, he mentioned something along the lines of having a bunch of his guns worked on by a tech before he planned to come to Texas to really make people pissed at him, and that we would all see the reactions on his future videos. In no time, the tech that was working on his guns saw that video and rejected all of his work orders. And just about every Texas field posted that he was banned for life, despite never even being at those fields before. That is some absolute poetic justice if I do say so myself. Maybe I would have kept this kid's guns for as long as I could before telling him that I wasn't going to do any work on them just to waste his time if I was a tech, or I would have waited until he visited my field before I told him he wasn't allowed to be there just to waste his entire trip, but that's just hindsight seeping through.
The second camera keeps dying over and over again, so I'm just going to focus on this one. But here's a particular gem that I really want to see more of as Airsoft continues to grow. The Unofficial Pro Airsoft player. Let me explain. This is a very difficult type of channel to pull off due to needing legitimate gameplay skill, hence why so very few of these channels exist.
But these YouTubers need to be leagues above and beyond most players to stand out, especially if they want to be recognized in the eyes of CQB, Field, Speedsoft, and in the Milsim communities. Yes, they will absolutely get some really jealous hate comments or have all their clips picked apart, but this happens with anything that takes actual talent. Look at any skateboarding clips nowadays. No matter what's actually happening in the video, the comments are usually just a shit show of people explaining why none of this is impressive. Like, we could have a skater who's the second coming of Rodney Mullen or Daewon Song, and we would still see a flood of jealousy in the comments. I also love it when someone is doing some crazy combo flip tricks back to back or interesting freestyle stuff, and you'll still see some dude saying, "But he has no style though." Regardless, real game recognizes game. This YouTuber doesn't even need to have the most in-depth or astonishing editing skills. They let their gameplay do the talking. And even if they upload a lot more CQB clips because the kill feeds go by faster, they can pull off the same KDs at a field, and probably in paintball on top of that. I attribute this type of YouTuber to my good friend Demo and Valiant Airsoft. I've seen both of these guys climb up the ranks and become well-respected content creators in their own right, and I hope they keep it up.
I just hope that we see more of this type of YouTuber as Airsoft goes on. Unlike the very rare YouTuber who's only making Airsoft content for the views and the money, no matter what. This YouTuber couldn't care if he's well liked or not. That is not his goal. Views and cash and pulling up the ladder as soon as they get their big break through the community. That's all they care about.
This type of YouTuber will jump on trends and memes purely for the views, even if he hates them. I guess you can say this is a really fake person, and they get ousted regularly for not caring about the community or how they treat others. A lot of former fans that meet up with these YouTubers tend to have some rather terrible in-person stories about them, either from poor behavior from the YouTuber or poor sportsmanship.
Stories about not wanting to meet the fans or just being rude in general are pretty common with this type of YouTuber.
I'm not here to be a grandstander because that's really none of my business. But when you become comparable to some of the worst YouTubers on this site by people that were once fans of yours, you might need time to reflect. If you at all care, that is.
Next is the I upload whatever I want whenever I want to type of YouTuber, which is exactly what I categorize myself as.
I like variety, so I don't just post reviews or unboxings or gameplays or countdowns. I just do whatever I want to do. If I think I'd watch it, or if it could be fun to put together, then I'll do it. Yeah, I make it a major point that I want the input from the people who watch my channel, so I can keep growing and one-upping myself, but I've also completely ignored people that tell me to only make one type of video.
And I get told a lot, and I seriously mean it, I get told a lot to only make countdowns and list videos because look how many views they get. You'll be at 1 million subscribers in no time if you just keep making countdowns only.
Nah, I'd rather do a 1v1 series or talk about some elusive airsoft guns that only 12 other people on the earth care about.
In a lot of ways, uploading whatever type of video I want really bites the channel in the ass because you can't really expect what I'm gonna upload next.
And my entire audience of 430,000 plus people, thank you guys for all being here by the way, don't want to see me dunk a gun in Mountain Dew for a week. They don't want to watch a Q&A live stream or watch an unboxing video. If I only made reviews, then that's what everyone would expect USAirsoft to do. People watch Alphonse or Dutch to Hooligan expecting gameplay videos. People watch Maxakai for overviews and shooting range clips.
That's what their subscriber base expects of them.
I get comments on every video asking about the next unboxing or the next gameplay from people who only watch those types of videos, and if they see anything else, then they don't even bother watching it. At almost every event, someone will tell me that they love my old school third-person gameplays, but since I don't make many of those anymore, they don't watch anymore. Of course, I still value them as fans, and sometimes whenever they say that kind of stuff, it actually makes me want to put those videos together, so I don't mind that kind of stuff.
But you know what? I think I'm just going to keep uploading whatever the hell I want to, because it's been doing me pretty well so far, and I'm happy with it. And that probably means that I'm going to keep on doing stuff that's not really trendy or stuff that's going to go viral, and I kind of don't care. I like it this way. I don't have the most consistent upload schedule sometimes, but it always keeps my workload fresh. I'll literally be in the middle of making a video, and if I'm not feeling it anymore, then I just put that video on hold for a little bit and start doing something else, just because I want to.
A couple other channels that I think that are like this would be the Desert Fox channel and From House Gamers. Even though they tend to do more gameplay videos, they're doing some crazy stuff to freshen things up, and they still dip their toes into reviews, tactics and guide videos, or discussion videos.
And then finally, we have the view machine, which inherently is not a bad thing. This is not to be confused with the YouTuber who's only making content for the views and money.
This type of YouTuber has a consistent upload schedule, will study the algorithm, and jump on trends or try to replicate the most viewed videos on their channel. You can expect shorts uploaded several times a week, and to see clips from this type of channel on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Everything they make gets picked up by the algorithm, no matter what they do. And they can dedicate themselves to the grind to make banger after banger. I can associate this type of YouTuber with Silo Entertainment, Old Novrich Videos, Wag Entertainment, and a few others like Swamp Sniper. This channel is a well-oiled machine that brings in a lot of eyes to the sport across all social media platforms.
This creator and their team are dedicated to putting together content.
Honestly, I would like to one day hire a few of my close friends so we could be a little more like this type of content creator. Because to be honest with you, I don't give a f about TikTok or Twitter, and that's kind of a bad thing. And because Instagram doesn't even allow my content to be shown to new people, I tend to slack. But if I had someone whose job it is to push me to make posts there, or it's their job to actually make those posts for me, then I'd probably be doing a whole lot better, which in turn would mean Airsoft would be doing a lot better because it would be getting out there to more people. So it would be a win-win.
And that's pretty much it. A rundown of just 12 types of Airsoft YouTubers. Some of the good, some of the amazing, and some of the questionable types.
I'll stick to doing whatever I want as long as I'm happy, so you might see me dip into a few of these types of YouTubers from time to time. Because I've got a couple reviews on the way, a big gameplay, a video between a special YouTuber outside of the Airsoft community, and a bunch of other stuff. So maybe subscribe if you haven't already to see some of that as it goes up. I'd really appreciate anyone who subscribes to the USAirsoft channel, as I'd really like to get to 500,000 subscribers soon.
Or you can just put a like on this video if you want to see more lists and countdowns or anything else US Airsoft. But until that next video drops from the city of San Antonio, Texas, this has been Scott Hollenbeck, and I will be sure to see you all next time.